So final question, lightning round. What important new trend will we be talking about at next year's summit? Then Dr. Bernsteiner gets to start because he's got the microphone.
I think I'm really curious about Creo 6. So this is going to be a new step towards integrated design. And I think it's the application in industry. So that we do not have the gap between academia and industry. So just to provide some showcases, some applications where especially small and medium-sized enterprises can have an idea what's possible and where they can apply these technologies in their daily work. I think from our perspective, we have to promote this technology further because we teach and we train the workforce of tomorrow, and I think they have to be familiar with these new technologies. And bring this in teaching is an important step. Just want to hook in what has been mentioned several times already this day, is curriculum development. 8 months ago, we started to develop a totally new structure of the curriculum. So we have our curriculums, and then we have some blocks that are called, let's say, current topics of something. And these blocks are not defined, and they can be defined by everyone. So you just have to make a description of what you want to teach in one of these blocks, and this just has to be approved by the ministry or whatever board is responsible for that. And this can be brought into real life very, very quickly, because we have the same problem. It takes too long, and we cannot follow the technical developments. And this is the way we try to cope with the speed of industry and the, let's say, the very less speed of curriculum development.
The title is Knowing Each Other Beyond the Borders. Okay, we'd like to know what other partners of PCT are doing, and many universities and institutions are doing what, and the way of education, and it really becomes topic of research or not, or something like that. Anyway, we'd like to share the information.
I totally agree with that. It's going to be large-scale collaboration possibilities, technologies and tools to collaborate ahead of Skype calls or video conferences. I think maybe VR or AR are going to put us in a position for real-life collaboration, even though a continent is in between, probably. And I'm really looking forward to the roadmap for the AR development, where I think we are not going to use think marks any longer, hopefully quite soon. I think the technology is there. We just need to come up with the solutions. So that's actually what I think we're going to discuss.
Okay, my subject would be around data science, because there is one wave of our colleagues in computer science that are thinking they can analyze anything without any support of any technological expertise. They have an amount on data, they analyze the data, and they have the solution. And I'm against this idea, because it's more analyzing the data. You need, of course, data analytics, but also combination with technological experts who make the interpretation and understanding of what is behind the curve of the cloud of point to say there is a trouble here, but what is it effectively behind? It's need the technological expertise to have the real understanding. Then it's to get back our colleagues from computer science to say you need also the physical expertise, and it's also the mix of and challenge for IoT.
So I like that answer. My answer is going to connect with Benoit's. You know, 60 years ago, or roughly 60 years ago, what the advent of the computer we began to develop the digital world. And the digital world has been growing and growing. And we talk about the latest generation as digital natives because they think about the world and they think about the interactions from a digital standpoint. And oftentimes what happens, particularly in the engineering classroom, is that you have all these students who are very familiar with the digital world but aren't familiar with the physical world. And so there has to be this balancing of the digital and the physical. It's the convergence of the two, not overtaking the physical world with the digital world. So I think that's going to become more and more of an issue. A lot of that comes from the fact that IoT gives us a better understanding of the physical world in a way we haven't been able to before. So I really think going forward, this issue of balancing digital and physical is going to be a significant topic. Along that line, for PTC, there's no question but one of our big focuses will be on artificial intelligence. You probably know that we acquired a company just recently that's focused on artificial intelligence. Part of the issue is now that we have IoT, we've got all this data, what do we do with it? And so artificial intelligence is going to be a key topic. But finally, we work with over 2,000 universities worldwide. And you're just a very small part of that 2,000 universities. We've got to figure out a better way to do what the panelists were talking about helping share what's going on, best practices at the university level so that you have access to that. And this is kind of the first small step to begin doing that. And our plan, hopefully a year from now, the whole summit will be very different as we try to bring those 2,000 universities together. I don't know how we're going to do it, but, but that's what I'm hoping for.